Hi, I'm Sharon Bill. Welcome to my Music Theory tuition series where I work with you step by step through the ABRSM Discovering Music Theory grades. I'll work through every single exercise and explain everything you need to know. You can access information about the books I have available to help you on my website. Go to sharonbill.com. For advert-free and longer lessons, you can become a patron at patreon.com/SharonBill. If you can give me a like, that would be super, and please do subscribe to my channel to stay updated. You can support this channel by buying me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/SharonBill. Continuing on in the practice exam paper at the back of the Grade 3 Discovering Music Theory workbook, we move on to page 59 and we look at the topic of intervals. And so we're asked to give intervals in this next question. We're given the key, we're in E flat major, and we're given the tonic as our key note to count the interval from. We're always counting upwards. And we've two jobs to do. We need to make sure that we place the note at the correct stave to be the certain number of steps away. And then we need to make sure the interval is major, minor, perfect as required, bearing in mind what the key signature would be. And so E flat major would require B flats, E flats, A flats. And so we have an octave. And octaves, fourths and fifths are perfect intervals. And so we don't need to worry about major or minor, we just need to make sure the key signature is applied. And of course, if E flat is the tonic, here it will be the tonic, an octave higher, it will still be E flat, of course, and of course it's in the key signature as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 takes us to E here, and then we need to flatten it. And so it must be just one octave away. Be careful you don't and end up placing it in the wrong octave and end up an octave out. So it's 8 steps away, E flat to E flat. Now a major second is a full step. So we're going from, if you think about the scale, let's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E. And we have a key signature of B flats, E flats and A flats, and step 1 to step 2 takes us from E next door to F, and E flat to F is exactly right. It's a full tone away, so that's correct. And remember, major means greater. If it was going to be a minor second, we don't do that in this grade, but we'd have to make it a semitone smaller. So we don't need to worry about that in this grade. However, the principle remains. And so we're going for a major third now. 1, 2, 3 takes us E flat, F, G from the first to the third degree of the scale. And that's not affected by the key signature. Again, that is a major third. 1, 2, 3. A minor third would have to be lowered. It's all part of the major key signature and it's all there for us. And if you feel like you want to check, of course, a major third is 4 semitones apart. And so we can see 1, 2, 3, 4. But of course it must be on the third step of the scale. It must be on the E, F, G space. So here we go, we want a perfect fifth, so we're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we know we're correct because we're on B, but of course it needs to be a B flat. And there we go. So now we need to count 6 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're in the treble clef, that takes us to C. That's correct. And then we know that the key signature is B flats, E flats, A flats. C is not affected by that, and so that's a major 6, that's accurate. However, if you wanted to be extra sure, you could be sure that it's 9 semitones apart for a major 6th. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 semitones apart is your major sixth. However, the key signature does all of that job for you. Now we want a major seventh, so we've got to count 7 steps up from E. 1, always counting E as 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we can see that's D in the bass clef, which is indeed the 7th degree of the scale. And the key signature doesn't need to be applied as an accidental because D isn't part of that, just B flats, E flats, A flats, and that's all done for us. And again, if you want to be extra sure, if it helps you, some people prefer to work numerically. So long as you've got it placed correctly here on the stave, it must represent note D, and then a major seventh is 11 semitones apart. I don't like to do it this way because my mind doesn't cope well with maths. I just see that as part of the major scale pattern. However, some people do, so let's just consider that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There we go. And then let's move on to this next exercise where again we're thinking about intervals, but we've got to look at the interval and describe whether it's perfect, major or minor. We can't do that until we know the number though, because we know perfect intervals are fourths, fifths and octaves, and so we don't have major fourths or minor fourths and so on. So let's count the interval first of all. So the key note is given. So here our key note is B, and we're going all the way up to an A sharp. So let's think about this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's a seventh. And B to A sharp. It's part of the major scale pattern actually, and major means greater. And so B minor would have A naturals. B major has been made bigger because bear in mind B minor has a key signature of F sharps and C sharps, and then the seventh is raised. That's the 7th degree of the scale which is raised. So the minor scale has A naturals in it, but it's been made greater, it's bigger, it's been made major because it's been raised by a semitone. Major means greater, minor means lesser. So it's a major interval. And if you wanted to be extra sure, we know that a major seventh is 11 semitones apart. So you could count it that way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 is the sharp. Do bear in mind though that 11 semitones must be represented as A sharp because it must be on the 7th step up. It can't be represented as B flat because that's representing the B. That would be inappropriate. So you can only use the semitones as a last double check, as it were. So now we're looking as C sharp is our tonic, so we're going to be thinking in C sharp minor scale pattern. So let's count first of all the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a sixth of some sort, and C sharp minor has a key signature of F, C, G, D sharps related to E major, and that fits well within the minor scale pattern. It's a minor sixth, and if you wanted to be extra sure, we know that a minor sixth is 8 semitones apart, and you could count it that way, but the key signature tells you there. We've not made it bigger, we've not raised it, so it's minor. So here we have a bass clef E, 1, 2, 3, it's a third. Now E major would have a key signature of F, C, G, D sharps. It should be a G sharp. If we look at that, it's not G sharp, it's not the major, it's smaller, it's G minor. And we know that E minor has a key signature of F sharps only, and that would therefore explain the G natural. So it's a minor interval. And then here we have a 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a fourth from F to B flat. It's perfect. And that's that section completed. I hope this is helpful to your studies. Please do like and subscribe to stay updated. If you'd like to support this channel, you can buy me a coffee, and for advert-free lessons, you can become a patron. Do visit my website where you'll find many resources available to help you. Visit sharonbill.com. Thanks for watching. Bye.